Hello, everybody. Wanted to come in and go over what we've seen in the market this week. We're going to look at the weekly, and from this anchored VWAP, we just came and touched it on NASDAQ, and we closed above it, so that's important. On the daily chart, from the last anchored VWAP, from we made the move up, we are below it. So you can see this resistance here on the daily. It's the same thing on the weekly chart. I think it's here. We haven't touched it yet on the weekly chart. We haven't had a touch as of yet on the weekly from ES. This has more strength, but we are testing this here. We closed below the anchored VWAP. You can see every single time previously before on this, we've always closed above it, but we closed below it today. So we could be in for a little bit of selling because of earnings. We have multiple earnings come up. We only had one big earnings come up, and that was Netflix. Netflix actually got beaten down. This was support that they had here on Netflix, and that turned into a resistance, and it got beaten down. This is the candle here from the selling in pre-market, and then today we had a nothing day bounce, and they just sat here on this resistance. It's most likely going to get sold down, so you want to probably anchor VWAP this and see how they trade with it, because it's gonna be below it for a little bit of time because of this major selling. ES had some heavy selling as well too. We'll go into these days. We had these 2 straight days of selling off of these almost coming to the high. Came to these highs and aggressive selling came in. And then you see we are below the 5-day moving average, and we kept moving below it. We're at the support area. So let's mark this here. Go to 4-hour. You can see, let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this. Let me hide this. And we're at this support here that they created, and they've been supporting. So this area of 47, 74, 75. That is the area where buyers are supporting. Down to 75, 74. What is this? 74. Yeah, 70. Just about there. So that's the area where they are buying. So that's the support area that they are seeing and they are supporting. I'm assuming what's going to happen next week is we're going to bounce, we'll test, and we'll probably break down. We'll probably end up down here because there's more tech earnings coming, and we're going to end up down here in this consolidation. This consolidation will prove another support area, and it may bounce off of there, but this is the support that we are on currently right now that it bounced off of. So that's 1, 2, and then maybe we have 3, but we'll see. Nasdaq broke down from its support. So this support here that it was holding, you can see that we were there and we broke below it today. Broke below it around 10 o'clock, and then they tried to test it and it came back down, and then we touch right there. So we'll see what happens. We also do have a key support here. This what started the move, so that's where probably buyers are looking to try and defend this area. They want to probably see this area get supported, so keep an eye on this one here. That's the support area. Get rid of that, get rid of this, that. So that's the support area. So that was the first test, and this is only the second test. So this may have some more strength than SPY does. So we'll see what happens. Update on Google. Google, how I said the trade was going to happen, it did not happen. The previous resistance did not act as support. They tried to buy it, and I don't know what the news came out. News came out, and they broke down. So it completely broke down from there. So I thought this was going to get supported, and it was going to continue bouncing, but no, it broke right through those supports. I don't know what this was. This was news. So Google is currently back in a downtrend below the 5-day moving average aggressively. You want to see if the sellers are going to come and continue to push this down, because this is a very hard candle. So this is probably important information to have on the chart. Going over to Apple. Apple's continuation continues. Apple continues to go all-time highs, all-time highs, all-time highs. Off of this right here. This was that selling candle. This is the selling. We haven't even had a test of the anchored VWAP of the year. We had one test here. That was it. And it's continuing to go, and go. Amazon. This is what you wanted to see on Amazon. You wanted to see this consolidation. Now, within the next couple days, you want to, oh, we're below it. You want to see if this is going to bounce. Actually, this doesn't look good. This is doing the exact same thing as here. So it can't really hold a high. I think everybody's waiting for all the earnings to happen. When is this earnings happening? Oh, they don't have it. Amazon is supposed to be on the 30th. Apple is supposed to be on the 30th. Google is supposed to be on the 22nd. And Nvidia on to August 26th. Meta coming up on the 29th. AMD coming up on August 4th. Microsoft coming up on July 29th. Tesla is next week. So those big tech stocks, they need to have their earnings, and then we'll see what happens. Here it is here. Exactly what I said needed to happen on Tesla happened. We got the breakdown below the support. Support flipped as resistance, and then we got the complete breakdown. This was the zone I was saying was going to be a target. So this is a perfect setup. Breakdown of support, retest, and then you get short here because we are below the 5-day moving average. We broke that support. Sellers came in, and you got a nice move. Hopefully someone was able to take that. That was 3% move overnight. Amazing trade if somebody would have gotten that. And I'm almost certain there is more to come. It's coming down to this support. SpaceX continues its selling. As I said, this anchored VWAP was the resistance, and after we got this, it is continuing. And it's been how many constant days of selling? In 16 days, 30%, almost 30% down. 16 days. Constant selling. Constant. 29.5% down. The VIX is kind of getting some life. The VIX is above the 5-day moving average. So bears are kind of getting what they wanted, some volatility. We got this spike, but this was a resistance here on the VIX. You can see it here. This was a resistance here. So we don't know if it's going to continue because that's a resistance area on the VIX. Where else are we going? XLE moving up. Looks very good. This is the energy ETF. Looks very good. Disney came below the anchored VWAP, or I mean the 5-day moving average, and we're at the previous resistance here, and they kind of found buyers. You want to see if we get a move off of that, and then that would be a perfect momentum trade to retest this highs and hopefully get a breakout. Because you want to test here, and then you want to move up above that to be able to get to, because that's the resistance there. Resistance at 99, and you want to see the test of up here, 101. Uber is still sitting in its support and not doing anything. Carvana breakdown below the 5-day moving average. You obviously saw that I said that you wanted to see this supported, but this support didn't get supported, so it's gotten completely broken down. I believe that's it. So for there's Netflix. There's the breakdown on Netflix. So for next week, nope, no, we didn't want that. Watch list. Go back. So for next week on this, I want to see a bounce and then a failure off this bounce and a possible breakdown of this support. I don't think we'll get it, but I think we will next week. And the next area that they would go to is here, anywhere down here, because we have support here, we have some support here. But there's gonna be buyers. There's gonna be buyers on Nasdaq, which is gonna pull up SPY. So we're gonna see a bounce on either Monday and Tuesday. I'm almost certain, because of this touch on this daily chart. Because there's people that trade this daily chart, they trade the 4-hour chart, and that's where they put their entry. So they're thinking that this could be a nice bounce for them. But that's everything for today. I hope everybody got a good week. Have a great day.